Hey guys, let's chat Mercury retrograde. So, real talk time, basically. And this isn't just like Mercury retrograde specifically, this is astrology, and this could definitely be applied to anything other than astrology. So, not just the energy of astrology, but any other energies that are out there. So, a lot of people during Mercury retrogrades kind of freak out and say, well, this is what tends to happen during Mercury retrograde, so I'm preparing for this kind of phenomenon. I'm preparing for this type of outcome, this type of situation. And they're just like, this is how it is, this is how it's going to be. Versus realizing that it's just an available energy. It's not an energy that controls them. It's not an energy that they're a victim of. It is something that they can choose to plug into or unplug from. They can turn the channel on, they can turn it off, they can turn the volume up, or they can turn the volume down. And with that comes the realization or the remembrance that just because it feels bad doesn't mean it's bad for us. There might be some really good lesson, really good opportunity for us to explore. And just because it feels good doesn't mean it's good for us. So whether it's Mercury retrograde or any other astrological happening, whether it feels good or bad, doesn't really matter. The question is it good for me or is it not good for me? And do I want to explore that or not? Am I overwhelmed right now? So even if it's good for me, it's too much of a bad feeling. Or it's too much of a good feeling right now, or it's not enough of a good feeling. So you can really fine-tune the way that you work with astrological energies. You can even completely choose not to work with them at all. I went years not being affected by astrological energies, and then because I had to experiment. I just wanted to experiment, play with it, see what I could do with it, and then really finding my sweet spot of when to work with it and when not to, how to really have the greatest benefit of working with it, and then sometimes just not worrying about it and just letting life happen, letting the energies happen and play out, and have fun with it, and not worry too much about it or think too much about it. I don't have this happen a lot in client sessions, but in conversations with people where they will say to me, this astrological thing is going on and this thing happened to me. And so direct causal link. So therefore I have proof that this is how astrology affects me. Well, one, at that time, next time it doesn't have to be that way. You have choice. You can plug in, unplug, turn up or down the volume. But a lot of times it's not causation, it's correlation. And if you read the energy versus read the astrology, if you're reading the person and all of the energy, not just the astrological energy, you can tell the difference between causation or correlation. So if astrology says this and I experienced this, let's say it's a medical thing. Astrology says this is going to happen with my kidney. And oh my God, I have this kidney thing that happened. Reading the energy, not reading the astrology. Did it happen because of the astrology? Or if that weren't going on, would it have happened anyway? And because it was going on, this astrological event, did it increase or decrease what is happening with my kidney? Or did it have no effect at all and I was just in other energy at the time? And so a lot of times I'll read for people, generally, again, not clients, but usually more just people that I meet, friends, family, whomever, that are into this kind of thing. And we'll play that game where they'll guess, is it causation or correlation? And we'll go, oh yeah, that time it really was. This time it really wasn't astrology. It was a different energy. It was, whatever. And so then taking that a step further and saying, okay, if it was astrology, how can I shift my interaction with astrology in the future so that it's more beneficial, or so that I'm not in submission to it? It's not controlling me, but I am in my own agency and I'm choosing what I work with and to what degree. It's just a really powerful place to be when you recognize that it exists and whether you want to work with it or not and to what degree you want to work with it. And that doesn't just go for astrology, it goes for any energy and any modality or anything that you're working with that has that kind of relationship with you or effect. Like a lot of people are into gene keys. So recognizing, is it a tool that you're using for empowerment, or is it a tool that you're using for disempowerment? Is it a tool that is benefiting you or harming you? And are you using it as a crutch? Are you using it as an excuse? Are you submitting to it and being controlled by it? Or are you actually tapping into your own energy and your own agency and creating your own path? And you can work with those energies and create your own path, but it's picking and choosing and really being intentional about it. So just some fun thoughts about astrology and energy at large. Curious if you have any fun examples or stories of when you were working with astrology and chose to maybe work less with it or more with it to accomplish a goal or shift something in your life. It's a really fun, rich topic to explore. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, comments.